And so there's this particular case, as far as I'm concerned, it almost looks a PRO move because at the end of the day, the characters involved became social media stars. They started doing for podcasts, started going to press, things normally that should have made them hide their face. They took the bull by the horn. They used it as an opportunity to sell themselves and sell their character. Lande, whose wife, Dara, went with her friend and her manager, Mary Gold. They went to visit Babati. And in the process, they started doing truth or dare. They dared themselves into having sex. On social media, Babati agreed that he slept with his colleague's wife. In fairness to him, he said he didn't know at that time that was the wife of Lande.
I'll just look at, without serious analysis of what played out, I see it as trust lost in the entertainment industry. I think it's not good enough the way we have chosen sex over common sense.
Those days in my community where I come from, what you used to go and buy garri is a tie. No, you just put it on the floor and they will be putting the garri. They were measuring the garri. The seller say, help yourself and measure the garri while I go the other side and do the normal thing. The garri was there, the seller was at the back. What she did was just to raise this, and as she was doing that, she was measuring the garri. 1, 2, 3, 4. She wanted to buy 7 cups of garri. 5, 6, 7. So somebody was somewhere listening to the counting of the number of cups of garri. I have counted 12 here and you are still counting. I don't know. I see this 7. We should be self-disciplined, self-control. Because at the end of the day, that thing that made you not to abstain yourself, you might end up lead you to.
Ijoba Lande was one that brought the matter to the public domain, and so it came into the public domain when the wife, Dara, left him. In his things that Dara had left the house, he accused Babati as one of the guys who had sex with the wife. And when he made that allegation, Babati responded that that was libelious, violation of character and pure lie. Yeah. And because of that, he went to sue Ijoba Lande. So Ijoba Lande now said he had evidence that those things happened. And at the end, he was able to provide those evidences that Babati actually slept with the wife.
And so there's this particular case. I think we're just touching on this particular case based because it is a matter I feel has been overflowed, and as far as I'm concerned, it almost looks like a PRO move because at the end of the day, the characters involved, they became social media stars. They started doing for podcasts, started going to press, invite things normally that should have made them hide their face. They took the bull by the horn. They used it as an opportunity to sell themselves and sell their character. And because I'm a publicist, I'm a PR expert, I know some people in the entertainment industry, there are times they come to me with strategy. They say, we want our story to be everywhere. Please, this is a scandal about me. Can you help me publish it? So not one too many. So I understand how this can be. It's just that it's extreme. Now let's go to the matter. Simple case. In the entertainment industry, oftentimes, they've been accused, especially let's say the male and female, of being too sexually scandalous. There have been scandals, and it's all about sex. They go to location, and the ladies are accused of being slept with. If it's not role for sex Saga, it is you sleeping with my wife. And in this particular case, we had the Yoruba characters, Lande, whose wife, Dara, went with her friend and her manager, or whatever, Mary Gold. They went to visit a certain Yoruba star called Babati. And in the process, they started doing truth or dare, playing games, and they dared themselves into having sex. Eventually, on podcasts, TikTok, and other social media, the man agreed, Babati agreed, that he slept with his colleague's wife. But in his book, he said, in fairness to him, or I don't know, allegedly, he said he didn't know at that time that was the wife of Lande. That truth or dare led him to give her, give it to her, and they had sex or whatever. And so now I want to discuss this. Let's look at it, because there are, whether I like it or not, there are happy couples, even in the industry, in the movie industry. There are happy couples, there are respectable couples. And in my book, I think it's just because they are in the celebrated industry, in the celebrity space. That is why stories like this would be heavily exaggerated, because these stories also happen in the banking sector. It's a general thing. But the morality and it's just a story for discussion. What do you guys think? Do you guys think, yes, Nollywood is truly notorious for these tales? And why do you think so? Because I know in those days, even before the days, before our parents, it usually was a taboo. Whenever you say you are going into entertainment, as even as a woman, Oyeka Wenu, the late Oyeka Wenu would say in one or two interviews like that, would say something like this, that when they were going into entertainment, many people saw them as loose girls, saw them as something else. But eventually, these people had to fight those stereotypes. And only for these people, some people, to just throw it away like that and mess the profession and make it now further difficult for some persons to allow their daughters and even their wives to go into such industry. What do you guys think, gentlemen?
This is heavy. But he's saying he does
Married
not know
woman.
that Dara was or is married to.
Eventually, though, both of them now, just for that story, for the story's sake, both of them eventually hugged. Which was funny to me. They both men, they came back, they apologized, and they hugged.
I will just look at, without delving into serious analysis of what played out. I see it as trust lost in the entertainment industry. That is why nowadays you see people, they write off some of these so-called celebrated artists or whatever
Figures.
Figures, because of the moral standing is not being questioned. They can go to a location and end up turning the vehicle upside down, trying to bring down the house. You know what I mean by that?
With knocking.
Yes, with all manner of scandal.
Try to bring
I think it's not good enough. It's not good enough the way we have chosen sex, immorality over common sense. Those days, you can say this particular person is this. They will live together and nobody will even think about that. But you just went to a location for a visit, and before you know it, the water has passed under the bridge. And the public space is now loaded with all manner of conversations. Why are we, will I say, known for the bad side when it comes to issues like this? Why must it always end in sexual immorality? Can't we just think of something else? That at the end of the day, people would turn off for the parties or the parties that are involved. Whether Lande or Dara, right?